So, hello everyone. We are live now, and we are going to discuss about a lot of things in this particular session. We have discussed earlier how to manage school records with Python or with lists to be more specific. And in list, we are having a collection of items which we are calling with their index, with the index of each particular item, or from index I mean to say where this item is located. Okay, and this is how we have done it, like you can see. So what we are going to do in this particular session, we are going to use the same kind of data that we are having, but we are not going to solve it with list. We are going to solve it with another data structure which is called as a dictionary. We are going to discuss why we are using dictionary instead of using list, because in list we are having all the elements in rows and columns, right? And we are calling each and every element with their index. But as far as the dictionaries are concerned, we can call an item with the name or with the key. Okay, we are going to discuss what is key and value. But basically, what was the problem that we are having earlier? We were having roll number, the name we are having marks in English, Hindi, Punjabi, Science and Math. Okay, this is the data that we are having about each student. Okay, and this is saved in nothing but a list named as record. So if I'm printing the record, this is something that we are getting, and how we are accessing each element with respect to roll number. So we are going for an basic for loop, like for I in record. I'm just summarizing whatever we have done earlier. Okay, so what it will do, it will take all the elements of a particular index. So if I'm going for I of 0, which will print all the roll numbers. So what I can do, if I want to access a particular roll number, so what I can go for if the roll number of a particular student is equals to 5, then if only 5 is there, then I'll print I. Means this will display you the data of roll number 5. This is the data, this is the name of the person. After that, he has scored 68 marks in English, Hindi, Punjabi, Science and Maths. But the problem here is, every time I am going for these kind of operation, I need to know the indexes. At which index I am having the roll number, at which index I am having the names, which index I am having marks in English, Hindi, Punjabi, Science, Math. I need to know the index. Only then I can go for 0 if I am talking about roll number, 1 if I am talking about name. Like if I am going for I of 1 is equals to Ashish, then just print the data of that person. So it is displaying the data of with respect to a name. But the problem here is, we need to know, we need to remember where what is the index of each and every column. So what is the next option? The next option we are having is using dictionary. So let's discuss what is dictionary first of all. So list is initialized with square brackets, and dictionaries are initialized with curly brackets. Curly brackets means like this. Why we are using dictionaries, and what is the speciality of a dictionary that we are using dictionary instead of using a list? In list, we are calling each and every element with the help of their index, where they are located. Okay, but in terms of dictionary, I can call any item of your choice with the key. Key means we are having a key value pair in a dictionary. We are having a key, we are having a value. What is a key value? Key is something that is associated to the value. Like in this particular case, like we are having the data. So in key, I can have the roll number. In values, I can have a particular name of the person, right? So how I can initialize it? I initialize it something like this. 1 is the key, and what is the value? Value is, let's suppose, the roll number. So 1 is the key, which is, let's suppose, the roll number, and Ashish is the name of the person who has roll number 1. Similarly, you can add one more person whose roll number 2 is Manish. I'm calling the same person here as well. Ashish is there, Manish is there, Manoj is there. Okay, and Sandeep is also, I'm writing here. And let's go for 2 more people. We are having Amit and Vishal. Okay, so this is a key, this is the value associated the key, this is another key, this is the value, this is another key, this is the value, key value, key value, key value. All the key values are separated with a comma. You need to remember it. And to separate a key and a value, we are having colon, double dots. It is not a semicolon, it's a colon. Okay, you need to remember that as well. Once that is done, let's execute it. And if I am checking DCT, so here you can see we are having all the detail that we have filled inside this particular dictionary. You can check the type of DCT as well, and we will get to know what is the type of it. It is of a type dictionary. Okay, once we are done with it, now let's discuss how we can access each and every element of a particular by a particular index, or not an index to more specific, we are going to call it with the key that we are having. What is a key? So 1 is a key, 2 is a key, 3 is a key. Whatever we have written at the left is a key, and whatever we have written at the right is the value associated to that particular key. Okay, once that is done, like here you can see we are having the dictionary. Now I can access each and every element with the help of key this time. Like if I'm talking about roll number 1 and execute it, roll number 1 is Ashish. Okay, roll number 2 Manish. Who's roll number 3? Roll number 3 is Manoj. Roll number 4 is Sandeep. Roll number 5 is Amit, and roll number 6 is Vishal. If I'm going for like roll number 7, then what will happen? We are getting an error. That key error 7 means, key error means there is some error in the key that you have written, which is number 7, right? And why it is happening? Because we are having no key named as 7. We are having the key from 1 to 6, right? Can we call it with the values? No, we cannot. Key error, because there is no key, because here we can only pass keys, we cannot pass values. We have given an invalid key, right? So here I can only pass the keys. Now how I will get to know about all the keys that we are having in a dictionary? For that purpose I am having a function called as keys. Okay, we are having a function named as keys, and what that keys function will do? That keys function will give you all the keys that we are having in a dictionary. Okay, and what are these keys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These are all the keys that we are having in a dictionary. Okay, once that part is done, what we can do? Now we can also check the type of the value which you are getting the output from. So let me paste it here, and let me check the type of it. Okay, so type of it dictionary underscore keys, because this is displaying it as a dictionary. And now let's convert it into a list, and after that let's discuss what is the type of it. Now we are getting it as the type of a list. And what is the benefit of getting a list type? We are having all the keys in this particular format. Okay, now we are going to discuss about two things. First thing is how, means I know how to access all the keys, how to access all the values. So for that purpose I am having something called as dot values functions as well. This will display all the values in a particular dictionary. All the values in a particular dictionary are displayed here, all the keys are displayed here. And now let's automate the process which will print all the keys and values in a particular dictionary. Okay, so for that purpose what we can do, if I am going for like taking this and I'm writing for I in dct.keys and I am printing I, so what is happening? It is printing all the keys in a particular dictionary. If we can pass these keys inside the dictionary, so what I will get? I will get all the values associated to that key. So if I am writing something like this, so this is the key, this is the value. You can even write a colon in between so that it will look even better. And yes, these are the key value pairs that we are having from 1 to 6. All the key value pairs are there. This is how you can use this key value pair notations here as well. Okay, and this is how we have automated the process. If you are having a dictionary or a JSON file, which is a large format of dictionary, and you want to execute the code in such a way that you want to see how the code is working and how many keys we are having, how many values are they we are having, we can do something like this. If you want to delete some of the things from a dictionary, like in this particular dictionary, I am having the keys from 1 to 6. If you want to delete something from the dictionary, you can delete it with the help of key only. You cannot delete it with the help of values. Okay, so I am taking the key DCT of, let's suppose, 6. 6 is Vishal. Okay, I want to delete the value DCT of 6. How I can delete the value DCT of 6 from here? I will write delete DCT of 6. And now if I am printing my dictionary again, so here you can see the difference. This is the key 1, Ashish, key 2 is Manish, key 3 is Manoj, then we are having Sandeep and Amit. These are all the details we are having associated to a person who is means we have deleted the person with the roll number 6. Similarly, we can delete multiple people as well. Now, let's get back to this particular thing only and let's discuss this is the record that we are having. How we can save the same record in a dictionary. Okay, for that purpose, I am taking the data and let's save it into a dictionary. Okay, and let's see how we can do it. Means how we can do the same thing. Okay, for that purpose, first of all, this is the key. Okay, I'm taking it as a data. Okay, this particular data, this is the key, and I'm writing it as the value, and you will get to know about it what I'm writing. So here I'm writing name here. So this is the key. Okay, this is the value. Here I am writing another key, math. Let's go back and okay, English, Hindi, Punjabi, Science and Math. Okay, let's go in the same format. English and okay, English is there. We are taking the same format. Okay, Hindi is there. Punjabi is there. Math is there, and at the end I'm writing science is also there. Okay, so this is how I have created it. What I have done, I have taken a key and instead of a value I am writing another dictionary where I am having all the details about roll number 1. Okay, same thing I am going to repeat for each and every roll number. Okay, and let's see if we can do it or not. Okay, so after that, this is the roll number 2. Okay, I'm just writing roll number 2 here. This is the key and this is the value of it. Roll number 2 is, let's suppose, instead of Ashish I'm writing Manish. Okay, and let's go for the same thing here as well, here as well, over. Okay, that's the data that we have filled here now. So with the key 3, because row number 3, this is row number 4, this is row number 5, and this is row number 6. Okay, we are having Ashish, we are having Manish, we are having Manoj, we are having Sandeep, and we are having Amit as well as Krishna. Okay, this is the detail of each and every person we are having here, right? And yes, these are the marks. For this point of time, I am taking the same marks for each and every student because I don't want to create a mess out of here, because otherwise it will take a lot of time to change all the marks of the student. But in your case, you can do it because yes, you can do it. Okay, So all of these key values pairs should be in the comma separated values as well. So let's execute it and let's print the data and let's check if we are having all the key value pairs working or not. Okay. So from here you can see all the key value pairs are working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we know how we can access the data of a particular person with respect to their roll number. I can go for something like I am passing 1, let's suppose. So this is the data of roll number 1. Okay. Similarly, this is the data of roll number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and the last person that we are having here is 6. If I am going for 7, you will get an error named as key error, and we are getting key error. Why we are getting it? Because we are having only the data of first 6 students based on their name as well. Amit, Vishal, Sandeep, Manoj, Manish and Ashish. This is the data that we are having of each and every person. So what we can do, if we want to write the same code that we have done earlier as well on the management the school or getting the whole data of a particular person in including their name, marks in Hindi, English, Math, Science, Punjabi and all. So in that case what we can do, because here I am going to pass the roll number, right? So let's go for that first of all, so that it will look even better, or we can make this code a little bit dynamic. Okay, so here I am taking the input from the user as roll underscore number, and I am taking the input from the user that enter roll number. Okay, and instead of input I am writing here int, because I want all the values to be converted into an integer, right? Once that is done, let's execute it and let's print the data of roll number. So let's execute it, enter the roll number 2, and this is the data of roll number 2. Roll number 2 is Manish. Okay, the code is working perfectly. If I'm going for, let's suppose, roll number 5, it should be Amit, and it is also working. Let's go for roll number 1, which is Ashish, and it is also working. Brilliant. So once that is done, even if I'm calling any roll number of my choice, now I want to display the whole data in a structured format, right? So if I want to display it in a structured format, what I can do, because data of roll number will give you a whole dictionary, and because it is giving a whole dictionary, so what you can do, you can call each and every element of a dictionary based on their key value pair as well. So how to go for the key value pairs here as well? So for that purpose you need to go for something like name. So this will display you the name of inside this particular dictionary, which is the key. Then you can write marks in English, then you can write marks in Hindi and marks in Punjabi, marks in maths and marks in science. Okay, so let's execute it and check. So let's go for roll number 2. So roll number 2 is must be an integer. String slicing must be an integer. Okay, it is giving an error in this particular line. Okay, let's do one thing, let's comment this line and we will discuss why we are getting this error. If I am executing it again with roll number 2 this time, okay, we are getting the value, but after getting the value we are having this error coming in. Okay, and the error coming is in because I have used ENG for English. Okay, HIR for Hindi is there, PUN for Punjabi is there, MATH for math and CSI for science. Okay, all the values are comma separated as well, that is also totally fine. Let's comment all of them and execute it just for the sake of checking if everything is working perfectly or not, and everything is working perfectly. So if I'm going for DCT of roll underscore number, What we are getting? We are getting the roll number of it. If I'm going for ENG of English, we are getting the marks in English. Okay. And but if I'm going for the name of the person, name is here, marks in English is here, marks in Hindi is displaying. And this, okay, for marks in Hindi, we are getting an error named as Hindi. Okay, because we are not having HINDA, we are having HIN. Okay, let's go for HIN. It is also working. Math is working. PUN is working. Punjabi is also working. Okay, so the data is working. So the problem must be in print statement, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so let's see what is the problem. So we have print DCT. Okay, it should be data, not DCT. Okay, because in our data, this is the data is the dictionary. That is the problem. Now I understand it. So just make sure to go for very less number of mistakes, otherwise this is how you need to deal with it. Okay, so this is a very silly mistake, I would say, because I have used DCT instead of data, but yes, you can do the same with this as well. So if I'm executing it, this is the dictionary, that I'm written here, and if I'm executing it, this is the data that I'm having with respect to roll number. So now if I'm going for roll number 1, so this is the data of roll number 1. Okay, and here the problem is I have received 78, 89, 86, 70 and 90. What are these numbers? So I can mention the marks, the detail of each and everything as well. Like I'm defining, this is the name of the person. Okay, similarly with the same spaces, I'm also defining something like the marks in English, marks in Hindi, marks in Punjabi, marks in math, and marks in science. So these are all the things that I'm defining as well. Okay, I'm going for English. Okay, I'm going for Hindi. I'm going for Punjabi. I'm going for math. Okay, with the same number of spaces I'm adding, so in such a way that it will look cool. That's it. Okay, once all the things are done, here I need to add some commas here as well and here as well. Once all the things are done, enter the roll number 5 is there, and we are having the detail of roll number 5, Amit. Let's add some stars as well, also some of these spaces, so that we'll get the data in better format in terms of representation. Okay, so invalid syntax because I have not written the double quotes here. I need to put everything in double quotes, otherwise it will definitely do you an error. Same thing I need to repeat here as well, so that it will work. And now it will work. Okay, so for roll number 1, this is the whole data of roll number 1. Same thing you can do for each and every each and every name as well, but for working on the names you need to go for another approach. Means we need to go for each and every key value pair. Means what we need to do, basically we need to go for roll number 1, and after that you will check what is the name of roll number 1, and after that we'll check if the roll number 1 is, let's suppose, Manish or not. If not, we'll go to roll number 2. We'll check if the name of roll number 2 is Manish or not. If it is Manish, I'll print the whole detail, otherwise I will not print it, because here we are having the key as roll number. The key is the roll number. If I want to change the key, like you can use Manish as the key, and after that rest of the thing you can put inside the another dictionary. Like here I can write Ashish, here I can write Manish, Manoj, Sandeep, Amit, Vishal, and here instead of name I am writing roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3. But here the problem is there might be more than one student with the same name in a class, right? There might be 2 Manish, 2 Ashish, 2 Sandeep, and anyone can in some of the classes they are having the same kind of student. So to make it unique, we will take unique identity for each and every student. In colleges it is called as the registration number, we are having unique transactions ID for the same case, so that they can identify each and everything that it is associated to a particular person. Okay, transaction ID is unique, QR codes are unique, roll numbers are unique, registration numbers are unique, everything is unique. You are having a unique user ID that we are using. Okay, so because of that we are using the key, which are we are using key only for such a purpose that we are having unique value for each and every person, right? Every person is having the unique value. Okay, so let's summarize whatever we have done, and in the next session we are going to discuss how to call the whole detail with respect to the name using dictionaries. When you are working on list, that is easier than means working on dictionary is easier than working on a list for this kind of problem when we are calling it with the key value pair. Okay, so here we have defined the key value pair. One is Ashish, two is Manish, then Manoj, then Sandeep, Amit and Vishal. Similarly, after that we are having a dictionary, one Ashish, and we are calling all the keys as well as all the values. Okay, keys are there, values are there. For I in dct dot keys, I colon colon dct of I is there. One is Ashish, two is Manish, then we are having Manoj, Sandeep, Amit and Vishal. Okay, once all these things are done, after that we need to go for dct, which is my dictionary, and after that I'll go for one is Ashish, two is Manish, and after that how we can delete a particular item. To delete it, we can go for del, and whatever key you want to delete from the dictionary, just pass the key and value will be automatically deleted associated to the key. How we can store the whole data of the student when I'm having more than one attribute to be shown per user ID or per roll number. So this is how we can do it. Key value, but instead of value I'm defining key, instead of passing a one value I'm passing the whole dictionary with different key value pairs here. This is how I'll do it, right? It is same like a multi-dimensional list, but there I was using indexing, here I'm using keys. Okay, and after that I'm taking the input from the user to enter the roll number, printing the roll number, after that defining all the things that I'm having for that particular person, and this is what I get. So yes, that's pretty much it from my side today. If you're having any question, having any doubt related to it, you can ask me in the discussion, or otherwise we'll definitely go for the next session where we are going to discuss about a lot other things as well. How we can find, you can print the whole data of each and every student in a class, how we can select a particular subject, how we can select the maximum and minimum marks in a particular subject, how means a lot of things we are going to do in this particular session with the dictionaries as well, because working on dictionaries for these kind of problems is easier as compared to working on list. Okay, so that's pretty much it from my side. If you're having any doubt, you can, again I'm asking, you can ask us in the discussion. Otherwise I'll see you in the next lecture with the new programs, same program with the new lecture, and where we are going to add more and more number of attributes into it. So yes, that's it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.